Previously on 2 Past Midnight.
So the next hex down is a smaller town just north of Lublin called Labartov.
I'm getting tired. It's time for me to sleep.
I say we try and hit Labartov, and we'll try and set up camp somewhere outside of the city there.
You guys actually found a tucked away little area within a house, and you actually find one that has like a fireplace.
We have found cherry wood with no smoke. We've got this all figured out.
Can we take a visual recon of the village before we just drive into it?
You notice the IED in there. You see about a dozen down to your left and about a dozen or so down to your right, and you just see people nailed up on these crucifixes.
Stanislav he takes a look around, and he's just kind of taking it in, and he can see the vacant stairs, and some of them maybe have birds on them, and the smell is starting to hit him, and he takes a deep breath and he looks down. And he can see, by this point, he's close enough, I'm assuming he can see the tip of this IED kind of sticking out.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks back at the truck, and then he looks at Harrison sitting in the driver's seat with a goofy, confused, look on his face, and he knows he has a job to do. So he just
dives on the IED and blows up in the middle of the road.
No. He can't. If he does that, he'll never see his wife.
No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. Go ahead.
So then he just takes a knee and goes to work trying to disarm this IED.
All right. It's a tech roll.
Yep.
And thought there was a negative, but I'm just gonna say there's a -1 on it.
A -1?
Yeah.
¿Por qué?
Reasons.
Okay. All right. That's a valid reason.
He has a bag allergy.
All right, so then it is a B and a B. Do I take... Oh, shit. Do I get anything for the toolkit? Let me...
I think you have to have the toolkit to do it.
Is that right?
I think so.
I'm looking up toolkit right now. It doesn't give me a bonus, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so he's just going to... It's a straight... Well, it's not straight. It's a B and a B. 1 success. Now, from a game mechanic standpoint, is this an opposed roll? Because I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It is an opposed roll?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'm going to push that.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay. Describe what it looks like.
God, that's cool.
I'll interrupt you if something happens.
Sure. Great. Please do. So Stanislav takes a knee, and he starts out very gently, brushing dirt away. He's tracing the wires, trying to find the trigger for this IED.
You can tell it's a shape charge. Like, up shape charge.
Straight up?
Mm-hmm.
Shape charge? Okay. So he starts digging around this shape charge, and he knows it's going to take out directionally upwards, just based off of the way it's designed. And he's tracing the wires, trying to find the trigger for it. Is it kind of switch? Is it?
You can tell that it's designed that if you went over it, it was going to shape charge blast up.
Okay, so it's a pressure switch.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's tracing these wires, trying to find the pressure switch, and he comes across that, and it's actually just 2 pieces of wood, kind of thin pieces of wood that are stuck together. And if you roll over one of those pieces of woods, it finishes the circuit and actually sets off the charge. So he's going through, and he's just disabling that switch. So maybe they can still utilize that shape charge. Possibly scrap it, keep it for, possibly setting up for another use at some point. Maybe there's, a blockade that they need to get through, and they can just blow up, maybe a wall that they got to get through, or any kind of road blockage. That's the concept he's thinking of. It's like, it's still good, and honestly, some kid could come across this, like some innocent person could come across this thing and get hurt. We have to take it with us. Like, there's no reason for it to be out here.
So as you're doing that last bit to disable it, you succeed, and it does not blow up.
You're a fucking monster.
Hey.
God, I hate you.
Oh man, I love that so much. Dude, I did a shit ton of math today. Oh, look, how bad would this be? It'd have been really fucking bad.
It's fine. I don't need to know.
Do you want the No, you're gonna need this for like shape charge mechanics reasons for later. It is a blast power of B.
Ooh. God damn.
It has a 4 base damage and a 3 crit.
Jeez.
No, I'm sorry, 1 crit in the direction of the explosion. And then anything else that's in the hex that's not that's not the target of the directional blast, the blast damage is reduced by 1. And then the crit goes back up. Yeah. So.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm glad that's recorded. I'll write that down later.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so Stanislav.
I have a sticky note. I might take a picture and send it to you.
Okay.
Because I did math on it, so.
So Stanislav disarms it, and he digs out this shape charge, and he just puts it in this canvas bag with the rest of his tools, and comes walking back to the truck and just chucks it into the bed of the truck. Because he knows it's inert at this point. Well, it's not inert.
It explodes. Everybody roll 2d10 for me.
Let's calculate how much fuel is left.
That'll come next. That's next.
It's a lot.
All right. So yeah.
But no, he very recklessly kind of throws it in the back. Yeah. Seemingly reckless, but he knows it's
inert. Yeah.
It's not gonna be a problem. So.
How is it that you don't sweat or seem to panic when handling a bomb? I am way back here, and I may have had a small accident. How is it that you just seem to be so easygoing in the face of this death?
I've seen much of it.
I take it gets easy?
It does not get easy, but the problem is...
Polish.
I don't really care anymore.
That makes quite a bit of sense.
And Mr. Stan's really smart, aren't you, Mr. Stan?
I'm alright, Harrison. I'm okay. But Gordy, I want you to know, I don't mean for anyone else to get hurt.
I get that. I knew when I said, do we just want to leave it there for somebody else to hit it? That you knew we had to do something. And not just take the easy route.
But I have to let you all know that there is a terrible thing up ahead. The crosses, there are people on them.
Like the Bible? Like Jesus on the cross?
These people are not Jesus. They are like the thieves.
You mean to tell me up here these makeshift crosses continue, but they have actual people on them?
There are more, and there are real people on them.
Yeah, the ones that you could see in the town square, you hadn't quite got close enough to see what was on them. It wasn't until he got to that crossroad, because you guys still haven't got to town square yet. When he got to the crossroad down that side streets was where he saw the crosses that you could see there were people on them.
The question is this left as a warning? Or is this some sort of additional cruelty that we just need to, again, start getting used to?
From what I understand of crucifixion, he's always both. He's cruelty and warning.
Yeah, either way it goes, I don't think we need to stick around and ask any more questions about it.
Miss Stan, why would they do that, people?
They are not people. Because they are like the dog, the wolf that preys on the people.
Everybody roll me a base intelligence roll on this.
Nothing.
Murphy got 2.
Murphy's sleeping.
Murphy
Murphy is sleeping. All right.
Well, I got 2 successes while sleeping. And,
Yep.
of course, I rolled the 1, of course.
Yep. Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to know. Yep.
It suddenly occurs to Stanislav that Father Roberts and the other villagers were headed this way, so he's going to go down and start looking at the people on the crosses and see if he recognizes any of them.
Okay.
When I saw the crosses, I was hoping they was here.
With Stanislav heading back out, Emmett will grab Psalms and jump out of the truck, kind of follow up with him toward the crosses.
Okay. What's anyone else doing?
I'm just having a seat on the tailgate. AK just sitting in my lap, just kind of sitting there. Again, in these kind of moments, Gordy's very aloof and just kind of goofy. He reverts back into that.
And Harrison's in the driver's seat?
I was when he came back up, unless he wants me to drive.
Yeah, he didn't kick you out. I did not kick you out of the driver's seat. It's up to you.
So what did the rest of you guys... Are you just going to keep the truck there while they go up and investigate? Or what are you doing?
Well, he disarmed the bomb, so we can bring the truck up there. Or the IED.
Sounds like a plan to me, and I just kind of jump in the back of the truck.
You see 240 going clank, 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 clank as you're driving. Clank, 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 clank on top of the pintle. Clank, 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 clank. Every time they hit a bump, it goes tonk, tonk.
I grab a hold of it with my left hand and just kind of lean on it. Hand nowhere near the trigger, just kind of left arm draped over it. Kind of a leaning position.
Murph, you're awake at this point. You realize that shit's going on. Like, you didn't fall asleep within 1 kilometer. So I'm just letting you know you're awake.
Okay.
So you start investigating the bodies. A lot of them look like they've been here for at least around like 6 to 7 days, right? They don't look like yesterday, or 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Like, it's been a bit, right? Like a week plus. And it's a assortment of age groups and cross-section of people. I'm trying to be subtle about how I'm saying this.
It's not genocidal. It is anyone and everyone. There's no specific group that it seems.
Yep.
You think this is one of those villages that didn't acquiesce? And then this is the result?
It could be. It could be. This seems like a lot more show than... I do not know. Someone was trying to say something. Captain Emmett, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like in these situations you have high chances of religious fanaticism. As things fall apart, people cling to some of the most oddball stuff. But with this being as heinous as it is, without seeing anybody that we know or any survivors, I don't see much reason for us to stick around here. I think we probably should put as much distance between us and this as we can.
Murphy, in the back of the truck, you remember Emmett and Clark telling you about the radio call that they heard when you guys were like coming in over the radio, how it was like a preacher talking about all this crazy like apocalyptic type worst parts of the Bible being quoted and shit. This kind of rings a bell to you, and you're like, shit, we're not that far from Lublin. And that was the area where they said everyone was supposed to go. That was where they were being called to. And you're like 10 kilometers north of there.
Hey, Emmett, you think this has anything to do with that radio call you heard?
You know what? It might. Like I said, when we heard it, I didn't hear any God in that message. I think we should probably give Lublin a wide berth. And I still stick by I say we load up and get out of here as fast as we can. I don't think there's anything good coming from this. With that IED disarmed, I say we mount up and make tracks. Let's head out.
Definitely agree with that. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Which way are we heading?
Looking at the map, I'd say we head west, stick to the road, and try and stay wide outside of Lublin there. Once we get to the crossroads, we can start heading south.
Okay, that kind of answers my question. I was going to ask, like, mechanically, are we going one hex to the west, or are we going, like, northwest or southwest? So if we're following the road, southwest.
Yeah, I would just say we stick to that road and stay outside Lublin.
Okay, cool. I'm down. Harrison, slide over.
Yep, you got the wheel, Mr. Stan. I just don't understand why people gotta do stuff like this to each other.
He's as old as Cain and Abel.
They's the brothers in the Bible, right?
Yes, Harrison. They are the brothers in the Bible. Or Isaac and Ishmael. He's nothing new.
Just seems like the world would be a better place if everyone tried to just be nice and survive. Especially after everything happened.
Yes, it would be nice. But also, wouldn't it be nice if we were older?
The Beach Boys are a man after my own heart.
Dun, 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 dun,
That went right over my head.
They do not have Beach Boys where you from? Is not Arkansas in California?
We've been over this. They not close to each other. My dad used to listen to that stuff. My daddy liked that music, but it ain't for me.
Friends, this is Radio Free Krakow, or the Radio Waves. We got a little bit of Beach Boys coming in for you. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older, then we would have with
Okay.
Going on the list.
It is going on the list now.
All right, so
With Sloop John B.
right. Yes, please. We heading out?
So you're going to head southwest, trying to go around Lublin.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who's doing what? You don't really have to worry about the survival roll because you're on a road hex.
Oh, to navigate?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. B and a B. Bam! 1 success.
Okay. I think you get a +3 yet again for the road.
I
but-
did.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. None of that stuff carries over to get us the heck out of this hex?
I did roll. That was the +3. It was the B&B.
What stuff? What stuff doesn't roll over?
That's what I mean. We did all the driving, the recon, and the survival to catch the IED. Yes. Yeah. It's like none of that carries us out of this hex.
That was for
not blowing up. Yeah. I get it.
So who's keeping watch? That's ultimately the question.
It's still Gordy, right?
Yeah, I'll still keep watch.
Okay.
I've got my binoculars, so.
Roll me a recon roll. -2, +2, so flat.
It says has coal etched in the side of them.
1 success.
Okay. So you guys going along, and as you're driving along, you come up on like that crossroads where you can see a sign that says, 10 kilometers, Lublin, and it probably wouldn't even be that because you're kind of on the outskirts of town, so maybe 5 kilometers to Lublin at this point. And it's got like 30 kilometers to Ojaway, something like that. And it's also saying how far it is to Warsaw, because that would be up that direction to the northwest. And it's got a sign that says how far to Krakow. And it's a little bit of a ways. I'll do the math later.
It's pretty freaking far.
As you're coming up on the crossroads, like just past the crossroads, headed to the, what would be going the way you're planning on going, you can see a black smoke coming up.
Yeah. Wherever we are going, somebody is already there. And not to be the black crowd of the group, but I saw what they did with crosses. I am not real positive of what they're doing with lots of fire.
So the black smoke would be if we head directly straight through the crossroads, not towards Lublin?
Right. The direction you guys intended on going, which was southbound. If you intended on going that way, the map Jeremy drew, then you would have to go down towards the smoke that you see. It's not in that hex, it's in your hex, but you'd have to go a different way to go around it, basically. It'll basically cost you an extra hex of movement to go around it, essentially.
Right. Well, and then we lose our bonuses for leaving the road.
Right.
Which way where do you think your preacher man went? Or whoever went this way?
He said he was heading to Krakow, but I don't know which way he would have taken. I think he would have stayed on the road and trusted in God. That may be them. Or maybe not. They did not have vehicles. They were on foot.
They were on foot.
But could be bonfire or another IED.
Could be. I say we've moved to Hex. I mean, we haven't changed the shift yet, have we?
Nope. Because I think you get 9, is it, Jeremy? Yeah.
Yep, 9.
And I think you lost a hex investigating the crucifixes, so I'd say that's 1, 2. You've used 2 hexes at this point. And the bomb.
So it's 4?
3.
3? Okay.
You've used 3 hexes worth of movement.
Okay.
I'd hate to lose too much more. I'd say we keep heading on the road. Everybody just be ready and keep our eyes peeled. I'd say this isn't the first bomb smoky vehicle we've rolled across. So
probably will not be the last.
Maybe there's another one of them there roadblocks and people didn't give them what they want.
He's possible.
Well, we better keep our eyes out, and hopefully Mr. Gordo with them eagle eyes can find another ID before we run it over.
Perhaps I just saw a little shiny on this one, so I will do my best.
Hey, you're doing a mighty fine job there.
Thank you, sir.
If God gives you a shining light, you just let us know, all right?
Absolutely. It shall be done.
So you guys are driving towards the smoke? Is that what you're doing?
Yup.
Yep, we're going to stick on the road.
Okay.
Driving.
Give me 1 second. I did not expect this, so I need to look up a thing real fast.
Calculating damage.
All right. So you come pulling up, start getting closer to where you can see the smoke, and as you kind of come around this grove of trees, this bend in the road, you actually see that there are 10 crucifixes that are up, and 4 of them were actually on fire, and that's kind of what you could see that the smoke was coming from.
What the fuck?
And you can see one of the people moving.
Oh, come on.
Not the fire one. One of the other ones. One of the flaming ones.
Oh.
Are there skeletons or bodies on the ones that are on fire? Are fire?
Yeah, there's bodies there. I mean, there's bodies on them, but they're burnt. And
Oh, Jesus.
but the other ones look like they hadn't been burnt out of the 10, but only one of them you can see. You can tell, Gordy, from like your binoculars, you see like one of them is like kind of wriggles. And you're like, you realize that one of them's alive.
This is horrific. These men are being burned alive.
Mr. Stan, can we help them?
I don't know how much help we can have for the dead.
Do we, are we able to recognize anybody?
Gordon with the binoculars does not recognize anybody.
That makes sense.
He doesn't know anybody.
Right. He doesn't know anybody. But you can tell, Gordy, that the one person that you saw move, and you can actually tell this by looking at it, that not so much the ones that had been burnt and are still kind of like, because they're not like full flaming. They're like they were burnt and there's just still smoke kind of coming off of it, right? But the one that is still moving and the other bodies that are hanging there, you can tell that they were wearing fatigues. Like, and the one that was moving is a woman, and she is also wearing fatigues, like American issued fatigues.
These people are far gone. There is nothing we can do to save them. From what I can decipher, they are military personnel, so something tells me if we are captured, we would be joining the people on these crosses in this fire. So I do see one woman who still has life left in her on one of these crosses.
Stanislav starts driving the truck forward.
Keep it low and slow. Everybody keep your eyes peeled.
We cannot leave her up there.
No, we cannot. But we also don't need to fall for bait here, so everybody, eyes peeled, weapons up. Whoever did this isn't far from here. The fires are still smoking and the bodies are still moving, so just keep it slow.
Take it nice and easy. I will continue to scan to see if anything else jumps out at me.
You got one success on that recon roll before, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so as you get closer, you see her head kind of like lift up and look at you. And it just, her head kind of droops again, but you can tell that she's breathing. Still, like it wasn't like she just passed. It was like she just kind of like lost consciousness.
How high up are these crucifixes? Like, do we have to take the whole cross down to get her, or can we? Okay, so we have to bring the whole damn thing down.
Yeah, they're like fashioned with like a tripod kind of set up on the bottom.
Okay, all right.
Because they're like on the road. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I'm thinking they're like post hole, like 3 feet.
No, they
okay.
They look like they were fashioned in such a way. So her feet are probably 4 feet off the ground.
Okay. Like if we had a decent ladder, we could get her down. But
yeah, with the truck, you could probably.
If you actually back the truck up to it.
Yeah.
Work from the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
If we back the truck up to it, then we should be able to reach and get her down on the bed of the truck and haul us out of here.
Let's do it. So Stanislav is going to back up the bed to the bottom of that cross, so that way they can get her off of there.
Okay. So you start backing the truck up, and you can tell too, by the way, that what they're being held up by is rope more so than like, or chain, or like some kind of like, you know, cable. Like it's not really like nailed up. It's just like fashioned in whatever way to it that they could do, you know. But you can also tell that she's wounded. Like she's been shot a few times too. So
Gordon will move to the back of the truck and just try to cut her down. He's got a knife and he's going to try to cut the bindings and very gently set her down. He's going to make Murph help him. Mr. Murphy, help me get her down from here.
Oh, more of this shit. We gotta get her down. These fucking savages. So he tries to help Gordo.
okay, yeah, and I'll say that you guys are able to cut her down. I mean, it's nothing more than like rope and cable.
I would have bet $1 million you're gonna make me roll to try to get her down from the air struggle.
I mean, if you want to roll a stamina roll, assisted by Murphy, I'm fine with that.
I am a C and a D as far as medical aid. I did not know.
All right. Harrison, you drive. I will help work on Girl and Beck. Or Gordon, if you want to drive. And no, we need your recon. Never mind. Yeah. Forget it.
She appears to be in like her late 20s, early 30s, probably.
Okay.
Murph, hop up in that passenger seat. Keep Youngblood up there straight.
All right, we'll do. Is she you think you can find out what happened?
We will find out everything we can from this woman, but she must leave first.
All right.
We all must live first. Let's get rolling.
Slide over, kid.
You can tell from the wounds, Jeremy, that this wasn't that long ago, right? Like it looks like they were probably within the last few hours, maybe like shift worth of time this happened. Like these were put up here.
Right, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Move! Let's go!
So Harrison just pulls forward and goes in the direction that we were initially going.
Okay, so you're gonna go straight south?
Yeah, we're sticking to the road.
I'm gonna drive a bit slower though, so he can try to help that woman.
Okay, all right.
Stanislav rolled a nothing and a nothing for the medical aid, but I would like to push it.
Okay.
1 success. All right.
Okay. You can tell from the entry wounds and the exit wounds, you can see that the exit wound on her back, like from one of the rounds, because it looks like she's been hit like three rounds. The one on her back looks like it's pretty close to the center, like near her spine. If not, right, ricocheting off of it, Murphy. Murphy. We're gonna call it getting Murphy'd from now on.
Getting Murphed.
Yeah, getting Murphed. That's gonna be crack spot.
So she got Murphed.
Become an adverb or verb.
I mean, she's still unconscious as you're going along.
Right. So it's going to take her some time.
Actually, as you're going along, like as you're treating her, she kind of comes back into consciousness a little bit, and but barely, you know. So just kind of, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel my legs.
It's okay. You will go to sleep and you will wake up later, yeah? And then your legs will be better later. You will feel them later.
So yeah, so we're still in the morning, and that's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 6 hexes worth of travel because of having
I've been tracking fuel
slow. Yeah.
as we go.
Yep. So where do you guys want to go? What's the plan? Who's still driving?
Drive and roll for Harrison.
So you're driving, Harrison? Driving roll +3.
I got a success.
Get it, Dale.
Okay. Yep, you're fine. Nothing seems to happen terribly as you're going along. Someone roll me a D10 though.
Cap Mammoth, you've rolled the least tonight.
Yep, I got it. That's a 3.
Anybody left speak Russian?
No, that was Cole.
I don't believe. I'm not sure.
Cole was our Russian speaker.
Because my assumption is that your guys' like the vehicle radio that was in the Humvee has now been hooked up in the truck, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming while you're driving, you might as well have it on because it can charge while it's on, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
fucking might as well.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how we heard the radio
Right.
when it came
Oh,
out.
I figured it was the normal stereo, and it just came through on FM. So you can hear like a Russian voice coming in, and you can hear a conversation back and forth, and it's all in Russian, and no one understands what they're saying, but it sounds tonally, Murphy, like as you and Harrison are in there, it sounds like one of them is yelling at another one, and the other one is yelling back at him, like it's just back and forth. Like, it does not seem like normal military decorum. But they're, like, yelling at each other.
Hey guys, I got some chatter on the radio. Can you guys hear this? He pulls over.
Okay.
And you guys speak Russian?
I don't remember if Stanislav speaks Russian.
I think it's Russian. Could be Polish. I think it's Russian.
No, that is Russian. But, I do not understand what they're saying entirely.
By the time he pulls over and stops and, like, you can, like, hear because the truck's no longer moving, you catch, like, the end of it. I'm going to assume you speak Russian. You're a Pole. I mean, and probably...
That's GM discretion. Or Stanislav at least knows enough words that he can kind of piece it together.
Yeah, you can... It's profanity, basically. You can tell that, like, that the transmission ends with one of them yelling, basically, you can go fuck yourself. Like, whatever the Russian equivalent is you can go fuck yourself. And it's... And that's where the transmission ends. You don't hear any more back and forth.
Whatever they were saying sounded pretty heated.
The one man told the other man to fornicate with himself.
Apparently that's universal.
I do not believe they were friends, or maybe they were cousins. You know.
Fantastic. Who the hell told you to pull the truck over? Keep going. Let's roll.
I wanted to see if anybody could understand what they were saying.
Okay, answer. No. Move. Now.
Emmett does not like the situation.
Yes, sir, Captain, sir.
Actually, it's Harrison driving, not Murph, remember.
Yes, Captain Emmett, I keep driving. I'm sorry I pulled over. I just thought that Murph over here thought that somebody would understand what they're saying. Maybe had to do something with the burning bodies back there.
And it very well might, but sitting here with our thumbs up our ass is not going to get us anywhere. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Here we go.
All right, so you guys continue on. Where do you want to go now? The next road hex to your southwest, or into this open terrain one to your south-south?
Road hex.
Road hex. It's been 6 travel. You get 3 more hexes out of this shift.
Yeah, 9 and 9.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's
Harrison,
get it.
need another driving roll from you.
I's got 1 success.
All right. Okay.
I liked it better when Mr. Stan was up here.
Who's doing recon?
Gordon.
Gordon, roll me a recon roll with a +2. Total. All the back and forth +2. I've already done the math. You're not going to take the -2 from being in a vehicle, so you're just going to get the +2 from the binoculars.
Cool. So maybe 3 successes.
Yes!
Get him. Get him.
As you're going along, behind you, Stanislaus is treating the woman, and she's kind of coming in and out of consciousness, and you could hear the radio going off at one point. You could hear the Russians like yelling at each other over the radio, and you're kind of looking around and scanning the horizon. Emmett's right there beside you on the 240, kind of, looking around also. Up ahead, in the distance, you see a BTR 70 APC and a couple trucks that have created a roadblock the direction you're going.
It appears we have some company. We are not alone in this.
Right after Gordon says that, you hear the woman that you've been treating, Stanislav, you hear her say, Shepherd's flock. Shepherd's flock. And she just kind of goes back out of consciousness again. Shepherd's flock.
Shepherd's flock. Where? Flock. Shepherd's flock.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to keep headed straight for the APCs, or do you want to... What do you want to do?
Oh, I mean, this one here, I feel like if we can see it coming up well ahead enough, we should probably try and divert around this.
That will cost you an additional hex, and you'll have to go off-road, which means you'll have to roll survival. Whoever's navigating.
Harrison was navigating.
I think Harrison's driving, Murph is navigating, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was doing the driving. Mr. Murph over here is being my navigator.
Okay.
How many enemy you see, Gordo?
Would I know the answer to that?
Sure. It's approximately 15 in total, is what you would guess, presume, based upon the people in and at and around the APC.
There's more than a dozen of them. We appear to be outmatched in this one.
Emmett, you're good with going around this, right? Our last roadblock didn't go so well.
Yeah, let's try and head a little further west. Maybe out of view where they can't see us.
All right, Harrison, take us off-road.
Yeah, and moving that other hex, that's going to put you at 9 for it. So someone has to roll survival to actually... And actually, I think it's a recon roll. Is it a recon roll or survival roll to actually get around it? Hold on. There, it says it in backing off. Recon. Yep.
You tell me where to go, Mr. Murphy. I'll go that way. Is that recon roll for Murph?
Hold on. Actually, no, it's a survival roll. It's survival to go around it. I'm sorry. Yep. Survival.
That makes sense because it's finding a path.
Yep. Survival. By the way, gas doubled for...
Yep, 8.
Yep.
Got it.
Well, it'll be 9 when they move into that other hex to the southwest.
No,
So-
no. 8 consumption for going off road.
Okay. Yep.
Is what I meant.
Survival rolls a nothing and a 1.
Do you want to push that roll?
I want to push the shit out of it.
Okay.
Can't re-roll the 1 though, right?
Not unless you spend a challenge,
Challenge
coin.
going.
You can with a coin.
I'll just roll the D10.
That's reasonable. That means you're going to take a point of stress, too, if you failed coolness under fire.
Success, 6.
All right.
Holy
Now roll.
Yes, thank you.
So now roll coolness under fire.
Oh, your rolls are so intense, Chris, because you're old, and it takes you forever to figure out what these dice
There
are.
it is.
1 point of stress. Okay. So that's a fail. So you take 1. So you do take the point of stress. So now describe it to me, because this is basically what this means is you would have failed. You did something that changed failing, and then you succeeded, but you take a point of stress. How did that play out?
He's... Come on, kid. I told you to go over this way. Come on. No, you idiot. Go around this fucking... Dude, drive like a normal person. I was trying. And then while looking at Harrison and trying to guide him, he bangs his head against the Hummer, or sorry, the truck door frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then gets his bearings again and guides Harrison to a path that isn't so rough.
All right, so when his head bangs on the door frame, we cut to a scene where we see Murph in a car learning how to drive. His dad's in the passenger seat, and he's chewing his ass out a little bit. Like, what the fuck, Chris? I told you to take a fucking right. What the shit, man? Take a fucking right.
Sorry, Dad. I wasn't paying attention there.
I know. Well,
You don't
you're
always-
driving a fucking car. You're gonna get somebody fucking killed, man. Put your fucking
All
blinker
right,
on. To the right. Put your blinker to the fucking right.
I'm doing it. You don't got to be on my ass all the time, Dad.
Well, then put your blinker on, turn to the fucking right, and don't hit nobody. Jesus.
I'm taking the fucking right.
Fucking take a right.
Asshole.
What? Bam, and he smacks him upside the back of the head. And then we cut back into the truck. I hope that wasn't too many liberties, Chris, but that seemed like a really cool segue.
No, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
And he was yelling at Harrison just like his dad yelled at him.
Point of stress.
Asshole.